The work for the National has kind of sprung or emerged from various points. Firstly, I think the key element is that there are 3 sculptures that were in a previous exhibition at the National Gallery of Australia called Mudmen, and these 3 works have been refashioned amongst a large-scale new commission that's been designed specifically for Carriageworks. My work primarily deals with ideas of figurative sculpture, and kind of recently I've upped the scale to what I think is fairly monumental. In the context of monumental sculpture, there's this real kind of permanent bravado, masculine, high production, expensive, architectural, engineering element or dimension to all these kinds of things, especially in public space. If you look at a large-scale bronze, for example. I'm kind of interested in unpacking the, I guess, hegemony or power, ideas, social discourse and values around monumental sculpture. I guess the theme or the concept of idolatry or the creation of idols has always kind of been at the back of my head in the context of making my work. And I'm really interested in the ways that different cultures idolize certain things. And I'm not just thinking from a conservative perspective, like here are religious idols, here are the statues of Jesus. I'm also thinking here's, this person on a billboard, larger than life. The way in which people are represented in the context of idols, they're really socially sanctioned, and kind of inherent in them are values around what society kind of holds admirable or as symbols of their codes, rules, orthodoxies. So I kind of want to create some idols that are perhaps more inclusive. I think what's missing from a lot of idols is just an element of fun, enjoyment, engagement, and almost cheeky lightheartedness. A lot of the work, it seems very masculine, but all the actual sculptures are gender fluid, gender ambiguous. This is kind of this creation kind of scene. It's almost like this cave of the future. There are wall drawings, and then there's the electricity, there's the raw clay, there's the polystyrene, which is this symbol of, like, I couldn't think of anything more artificial than polystyrene. And then I can't think of anything more linked to nature than clay. In my head, it's like this kind of cave of the past, future, present mashup. What I find really interesting is lots of creation myths or fertility paradigms are very removed from science. And the other thing is erections are really legislated images in our society and in our visual culture. So in a way, it was having this neon phallus that's actually pulsating red, allegorizing blood flowing through a penis was this kind of cheeky way of putting a big erection in public space. But what's kind of interesting, I think people are really kind of conditioned to seeing neon in a certain way. So I think there'll be this kind of removal of content. They'll kind of link it to advertising and other forms of things they just see in their life. So I've been really observant to how audiences interact with things. And I've realized scale, color, and movement are 3 basic principles that can actually really engage your audience. So I've gotten all 3 in this exhibition. So movement is through the light. In terms of reaction, I think people will start from a base perspective. They'll just be impressed by the scale. And then from there, from that point of engagement, I hope there's a bit more. But even if they're impressed by the scale and just do a loop and look at it for more than 30 seconds, I'd be pretty happy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm realistic. Like, whatever they get out of it, that's fine. I'm not like some didactic preacher who wants the audience to, have their life changed, because that's not going to happen.